Let's take one last main topic here today, and our final main topic today gets submitted to us by Jeremy Lynch, who writes, the other day on your show, you mentioned how AMC Concession Sales were up for 2019 so far. It's no secret that the film industry has been worried about declining theater attendance over the last few years. Many Hollywood directors and producers have expressed concern for the future of the industry, many blaming streaming services as the problem, which is not the problem. Do you think that a subscription-based theater service like AMC A-List and Regal Unlimited are the magic bullet to save the movie theater experience? So where this is coming from is on the heels of a topic we covered last week. AMC Theaters put out a report that basically said for the first time in years that the last quarter their theater attendance actually went up, and went up by not a tiny number either. It actually went up, and more importantly, for movie theaters, their concession stand sales went up considerably, which is of course more people come into the theaters, more money gets spent on the concession stands. And still, what a lot of people still don't get is that movie theaters do not make money off selling movie tickets. They got to give the vast majority of that money back to the studios and the distributors. Movie theaters make their money on concession sales. So they just want to get as many people into the theaters as possible, because the more people in the theater, the more money gets spent on concession stands, and that's how they really pay their bills. So AMC comes out for the first time in a long time and says, holy crap, attendance is up. We got more people coming into the theaters right now. It's actually gone up, kind of reversing the trend. And it kind of came up that I mentioned, Rob, that one of the things that I see as one of the not the only thing, not at all, is the fact that now we have AMC A-List, that we have Regal Unlimited, that there are now people who not only are going to see Avengers Endgame and Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker and what have you with their A-List, but now they're going to movies they might not have gone to see before. They go, hey, well, I got my A-List card. Why don't I go see that movie? It's not going to cost me anything. I'm going to go. And then they go. Now, a number of other factors as well. A lot of movie theaters, despite they have a long way to go as far as how many trailers they play and a number of other things, but they've been doing the best they can to make the movie-going experience feel like a more of a premium experience. We have AMC Prime theaters. We have 4DX. We now have the digital laser IMAX. We have the Dolby Surround. We have the Dolby Atmos thing. I mean, we got leather recliners. We have dine-in services. Like, they're doing a lot. So I think a lot of these things are contributing to that. But I said, I think not the by far the biggest or anything like that, but I think maybe the most significant might be the fact that we now have these membership services. Thank you to Cineworld, by the way, for creating that whole thing about 10 years ago. A lot of people think it was MoviePass. It wasn't. It was actually Cineworld that did it like a decade ago. But so thank you to them. And I think that is really pointing a way to doing stuff like that. Do I think that this is the thing, Rob, that can actually continue to turn the tide and continue to get more people going? And I'm going to say yes. Because more and more people, AMC has released numbers as well saying, they're not their selling of new memberships for A-List have not stagnated. More and more people are getting on board with A-List, and the more that they get on board, the more movies they go to, the more concession stands they buy, which is how they afford to pay for the movie tickets that people using the A-List to go get, which MoviePass never could. And it is a great move. There are many things the movie theater industry has to do, Rob. We've talked about they got to start getting prices under control. They got to stop telling us the movie starts at 7 and it doesn't actually start till 7:30. They got to get that under control as well. But I think this is a good turn in the right direction, and it's good to see. And I think this will be one of the big things over the next few years. How do you see it?
Exactly the same way. I mean, what movie subscription services do is it alleviates the pressure of, oh, it's too expensive to go see the movies. You know, you have a subscription service, so it costs less to go. Hence, you have more money to spend on concessions. But I also think it gets people excited about the movie-going experience.
Yeah. I love being able to crack out my A-List. I just love being able to reserve a movie.
Right, and you could just go and do it. It's not something like before. It required planning. This allows for more spontaneity. You know, if you hear something's good, you happen to be, let's say you're out and about and you're shopping or whatever. You got a few hours, you're like, hey, I can go see a movie, and you don't have to worry about, you know, your pocketbook. You've got your subscription. You can go. And I think it just makes people more excited about visiting their local movie theaters. I mean, I think it's a no-brainer, and I think these subscription services were kind of a genius thing to do, and especially also, you know, I don't know how many people are going to watch NFL football games in movie theaters.
I know a couple people. I haven't gone to it myself because they've never played a Patriot game in my local theater, but I know a number of my buddies been going.
I mean, I think what they're doing is they're creating more excitement about just the theater experience. I mean, I know even like your AMC 16, when we've gone down and had lunch around there, even if we don't go see something, I love standing in front of that theater because there's that giant staircase, and they usually have
all the billboards
for the movies. And even though they were for the John Cena movie last week that we saw, I'm still like, wow, this looks like some citadel. Like I'm at this place is important.
This is a temple of movies.
It is a temple of movies, and I love that about it. And I think it's great. It's a great time. I mean, I'd like to see Dr. Sleep do better, but you know, hey.
Question for you guys is, do you think that the movie memberships could be the answer to turning everything around? I think it's a good start. They still have a number of things they need to improve. But hey, listen, clearly seeing numbers go up, that's a good thing because it reverses the trend we've seen before. How do you guys feel about that? Jump into the comment section below and leave me your thoughts. All right, guys.